Good morning. Today is June 28th, 2016. I am going to be recording a podcast in the living room, basically a three-way discussion. I'll show you how I do that. And then after that, I'm gonna go play another wedding in the north. So I've got a long drive. It's gonna be a long day. Alright, so I'm just going to take this out of selfie mode and I'll show you how I do a podcast in the living room. And I'll explain stuff. Here goes. As you see here, I have my little mobile setup, right? This is my mobile box. This goes with me anywhere. Tomorrow I'll show you, hopefully, doing a mobile recording music session. But right now, this is just mobile in the living room and it's a podcast, which is cool. I found that podcasts are actually a good revenue because people are interested in hearing that. So you can kind of make money recording people talking. Even though it's not necessarily as interesting as music, it's still cool. I haven't actually plugged in the cables yet for my microphones. But basically, as you see, I have my mobile box plugged into my laptop. Okay, I'll have headphones. I'll have more headphones set up later. And it's a three-way conversation. So just kind of make it comfortable for everybody. I put it around the table, right? 3 dynamic microphones, right? This is what my best dynamic microphone is the RE20, and if I had 3 of them, I would use 3 RE20s, but I only have 1. And basic Shure, dynamic microphones work really good. This is my Beta 57 and just a 58, right? These guys do the job. I find that dynamic microphones for podcasts are really the best because even though dynamic microphones don't necessarily have the same clarity as condenser microphones, especially for conversations, I'd rather get the isolation of a dynamic microphone than the openness of a condenser microphone, and it kind of separates the vocals more. And also, I just find that they're less noisy. Like condenser microphones for stuff like talking, you just hear the room a lot more than the voice. And with dynamic microphones, you hear the voice and not the room. And I think that is better. Even though condenser microphones are more pristine, I'd rather hear the vocal than the room. And I'm not talking about like the ambiance inside the microphone. I'm talking about the actual room, like hearing buzzing, hearing stuff like that. I'd rather not have that. I'd rather have a cleaner vocal recording for a podcast, and that is why I use dynamic microphones, and they do the job. And that is why the RE20, which is the classic broadcast microphone, that and the SM7 by Shure, the classic broadcast microphones are dynamics. Don't be afraid of dynamics. Condensers are nice, but dynamics get the job done. All right, so that's basically it. I'm going to sit here at the table, and we'll have a 3-way conversation, and I will observe it and record it on tape or digital tape. Anyways, that is it. Keep you posted later. Yo, so the wedding we're about to play is in the north. We just drove for like 2.5 hours, and we had a little extra time to kill, so we went for a dip in the pool here in Inanetsiv. And now we're gonna head over to the wedding hall now that we're refreshed. Catch you out later. Hi. I'm back home. I drove over 250 kilometers to play this gig, and now I gotta wake up really early for a mobile recording gig, which I will show you tomorrow. I'm tired, but you gotta hustle. Midnight snack, some veggie burgers, get a little last minute protein in for the end of the day, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow on the flip side. Yalla. Night.